Hello everyone, I hope that you're all keeping safe out there. I'm back to doing a few video tutorials for you, from me to you. I'm going to do 3 this week. I'm doing Visible Image today, as you can see, and then at the weekend I'll be doing my usual 2, one on Saturday and one on Sunday, Lavinia stamps, and then next week I'll try and do another 3 as well. So let's get cracking with this one then. This uses one of the stencils from Visible Image and 2 of the stamp sets. I've got one set uses the butterflies, and then there's another stamp set where this stamp here, which says Life 42, is from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy program that used to be on Radio 4 quite some time ago now, and I'm not even sure if it wasn't on the TV, but anyway, number 42 evidently is the meaning of life. I wish I was 42, but anyway, we won't go there. Let's get cracking. I've got a piece of A4 cardstock, Paper Mill Direct Super Smooth, A4 size, and I've folded it, creased it, and then cut it to 18 centimetres in length and 11 centimetres in width. That's 11 by 18 centimetres. I'm using my stencil station along with a piece of copy paper and a few of these magnets, because the stencil I'm using isn't stainless steel, of course. It's plastic, or yeah, it is plastic. Right, so on goes my card, on goes the stencil, around about in the middle, and then a few of these magnets. You can use your stamp presses if you like. That's got magnets in, isn't it? And that will hold your stencils in place. Just checking you can see. No, not really well, so that was lucky. Move it over a little bit. Yep. And I'm using dried marigold, bundled sage, along with a couple of makeup brushes, which are here. So I'm going to start off with bundled sage. I love this colour. Now on the original card, if you look at the Facebook picture, it looks a bit insipid. It doesn't look very colourful, I don't think. But I think that's more down to my photographic skills, which are obviously lacking. And so I'm going to add a bit more colour to this. And hopefully it will look a bit more attractive. Now that was a good start. Orange brush, green ink. Okay, do I start the video again? No, haven't got time. So just clean off the green ink onto textured kitchen towel. That will do. Take the green brush and the green ink. Oh dear, you can tell it's I'm out of, what's the word, practice of this. Okay, circular motion, just holding the head of the brush, skimming across the stencil, not too much pressure. And fortunately these magnets sort of really holding it down, so it's moving but not too much. Keeping in the middle, moving over towards the right hand side, but not right over, not right to the top or right down to the bottom or over to the left. The usual thing, in the middle. And then dried marigold is next with the orange brush. I'm just going to try it to make sure it's here. So that's good. It's thoroughly clean now. So blend into the green, but then give the orange its own adventure. I had an email this morning to tell me that I'd won the lottery, you know, the Euro thing. I could have had an adventure, but not on £2.60. And no, I'm not sharing it with my husband. One day. Okay, that's enough. Remove the stencil, and that's a nice image. Ooh, it's not well blended there, but no matter. Add to the mix, it will look like texture. Right, put the copy paper there to stop the glare from the lights, and just move it down so you can see a little bit better. That's good. Sleeves up. And next it's stamping. I'm not going to use my stamp press, but I've got my stamp pad, small one. There we go. And starting off, I want to line them up one after the other. So I'm going to start with the smallest one. And I'm using VersaFine Clair Nocturne for this, because it's a nice fluid ink, nice and opaque as well. But it will need a blast with a heat gun, because I'm going to colour these in, and I will need to make sure the Nocturne colour is set and dry. So just at the top here, I think, down, press quite firmly and up. Beautiful stamps, nice and deeply etched. Next one is this medium butterfly from the set, and this set is called Wings of Change, and you get 3 butterflies with script on and numbers and stuff, and then you get 3 butterflies that are blank, so you can actually stamp them into each other if you want to. Where is this? There it is. Okay. Gentle tapping. Okie dokie. And down with that one. And up. Yes, beautiful image. I just clean all my stamps with a wet cloth. I don't bother scrubbing them off, or I never use proprietary stamp cleaners. Oh my goodness, no. Lost too many stamps over the years to that. They just curl up and die. So just water, maybe a dash of washing up liquid if they really need a bit of help, but usually just a damp cloth. So that's that. Nicely inked, and then down. Haven't got anything around the edges, nope. So pop that down around about there. And I'm going to stand up for this because I want to make sure that being a larger stamp, it gets a good opportunity to do the business. And then down and up. Beautiful. So that's all the stamps done, apart from number 42, but that will be later when I've put the circles in. So that's that. Now a quick blast with a heat gun or a hairdryer. Just to dry that ink off, because I'm using Polychromos and they're oil based, and sometimes they react with the ink if I'm not careful, and it smudges all the ink and the colour. So that should do. Right, now next I've got a bit of a mucky work surface. I'll just get my cloth, wipe that. That's good. circles are next, and these are just plastic masks, circle masks. If you're interested in these, Sharon Everett from the Forget Me Not Craft Cabin over in Essex, she has an online shop. You'll find them there, or email her and say Eileen sent you. She'll probably ignore you then. No, she won't. She loves me. Well, she did do. Now, okay, so I'm going to start. No, I'm not using the larger one. Yeah, you get a whole load of these from Sharon, all different sizes. I'm only using these two at the moment. So I have one here, like so. Just looking at, oh yes, that went over down a little bit. It went over both wings of the middle and the bottom butterfly. And I used a gold sparkle pen. And this is a Uniball broad nib, and its code number is Uniform Mike 120 Sierra Papa, UM120 SP, and it's sparkling gold. And I bought all of my pens like this in all different colours, excuse me, from Colt Pens up in London. They do mail order. Right, I'm just going to draw inside of this circle, and it goes off the page, that's no problem. So leaving it in place, I'm now going to do, and this is a bit more tricky, you need to be careful you don't move the mask. You can tape it down if you want to with some Sweet Poppy stencil tape, but I feel brave or foolish. No, it worked. Okay, then I'm taking the other one and I'm going to pop it inside of this one. Actually, that it all didn't come out either, so I can go around this again because it's the same size. So I'm just going around the outside again with this one where I missed it before. And then I'm going to do the inside as well. Look at that. Ooh, a bit of a cock up at the end there, but anyway, we'll pretend that I meant to do that. So I'm making the line thicker. Well, that's not bad. We're getting there. Okay, so all of those away. They're well loved, these. And the stamp. The next stamp is this fabulous Meaning of Life, which is 42. And again, I'm using VersaFine Clair Nocturne. I'm just going to stamp that up. Now, I'm going to try and stamp it in the middle of this smaller circle, but if it doesn't come out too well, there are ways and means of disguising it. You know, if it goes over the lines of the gold or doesn't meet the lines of the gold, you can just fill in with more gold. No one's going to know. So just as long as the 42 is straight. So down, hold it, look out of the window, see if any of the neighbours are up to something they shouldn't be. No, they're all very respectable around here, as like me, obviously. There we go. So you see what I mean? Now I've got to blast this with a heat gun because I'm going to start filling it in with gold, because it doesn't look as if it's centered, but I'm going to hide that now. So I've just blasted that with a heat gun, and I'm just going to add more gold here and a bit here, so it looks as if you'd meant it to be stamped off the circle. You know, it's part of the design. I mean, why stress yourself out when you can cheat? That is my motto. So I'm going to add a bit more here, just to bring the gold round. So it really looks as if it's meant to be like that. I would say that if you get it in the middle of that circle, absolutely spot on. I would just say, congratulations. Right, next. Oh, colouring in. Yeah, you know this is not my favourite thing, but in this instance, it needed it. It needs something. Also, I've got a bit of gold pen there that's winding me up because it's a bit smudged. So, oh, I'll come back to that in a moment. One thing at a time. So I've got some pencils here, and I'm starting off with, now mind your hand on the rest of the black images here, just in case they're not quite dry. They should be, because otherwise you'll take the black ink all over the card. So I'm starting off just going round in circles on the edge of this butterfly's wing. I'm not taking too much care. And then down into the bottom one again, circle. Polychromos pencils, oil base, so they're lovely and smooth. They're not cheap, mind you, but they are an investment. But they are lovely. And then I'm going to put on also a bit of yellow. Like so. And then this gorgeous red is just going to go on the sides to add a bit more depth to that. Now that looks a bit scraggy, doesn't it? Don't worry, I've got an implement to sort all that out. An implement. Right. A bit more, I think, there, a bit darker. And a bit darker there, yes. Now this is my implement, and this is a blender pencil. A Derwent blender pencil. You get them from Amazon or Derwent themselves or Jackson Art Supplies, I think I got this from. So basically what it does, it's got obviously a point on the end. I don't know what the lead is in it, but it blends the colours into each other. It's very good for Coloursoft pencils. They blend beautifully. It's great for Prisma pencils. It's great for this Polychromos and various others. You know, give it a go if you've got wooden pencils. And it wasn't too expensive either. I think I got this from the craft cabin as well. Can't remember. Right. Now I've got a bit of black from the stamping down there. You might not be able to see it. I can. It's winding me up, so that's got to go. My brush. There's a little bit more there. That's that. So you can see that sort of blends. I'm rushing this, obviously. I'll take more time if it wasn't being filmed, but I am rushing it a little bit because I'm in a bit of a hurry. I've got some deadlines this week to meet. Never thought I'd say that when I finish work. Now, this is the next one, and I'm going to use the same colours. Again, I'm minding, I know the ink isn't quite dry on there, so being careful. Bit of orange, and a bit more orange here on this one. Some of you are absolutely stunning at colouring in. I just sort of stand and stare. And so you probably have more fun doing this. I mean, I'm enjoying it. But there again, it's because I'm I'm liking designing the cards too. So good fun all round, isn't it? Keeps your head in a good place, this. So that's that. And take the red one again. Just a little bit of red here just to highlight those edges. Now see, I'm not being too careful when I put this on. You could see it looks a bit of a mess. But then out comes the blender pencil. And it blends it all in together. And it does the work for me with the blending. And at the end of the day, I have to be fair. I use pencils a lot, as you know, so that if I really make a cods of it, then I can just get the eraser and sort of rub it out without having to start the whole card again. That's why I use pencils so much. Because if I make mistakes, I can very quickly get back to square one. I think a bit more yellow on this one, I think. Just shade it in as you would, and comes back to my blender. And then you might need, I've got a brush here. When you are blending, this tip, or whatever it is, the component in the lead of this, actually, I don't think it's an eraser. It's not soft. I don't know what it is, but anyway, it removes some of the colour that but you have to brush it away. So yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. All right. I do like drama. I'm sure you're surprised at that. There we go. And a bit more there. And then I'm going to get my eraser because I've gone over the line there, and that, if it isn't perfect, winds me up. Has to be good. It has to be good. And then there's a bit of black ink there. Take that away. Okay. I think I'll call it a day. You know what you're doing. You know what to, how to use it, and so on and so forth. And you've got the design of the card. So I'm just going to do a bit of whacking, and then say bye-bye until the weekend. Where's my whacking stick? It's a Posca pen. What's the nib? 0.7 millimeters. It's Posca black paint. Uni Posca pen, black. And I'm not going to bother masking these. I don't mind if the black goes over them. It will just bring them all together. So a bit on here. Don't go mad with this because it will overpower your card. And a bit on there. So over there. You can sort of aim the nib so it's a bit directional. And I think that was it. Yeah. So all of these out of the way. Well, that was good. I had fun doing that. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I don't think I've forgotten anything. Looking at the original one. Get my display card out. There it is. That goes on there. That goes on there. That was the original one. This is the one that I've just done. Slightly different in colours. More intense in the background, I think you'll agree. And I think that is better for it. That looks a bit insipid, doesn't it? A bit wishy-washy. But that, yeah, in your face. And with that, have a good Wednesday. And I'll be back with a video on Saturday, Lavinia Stamps, and also on Sunday, Lavinia Stamps. Bye for now. Thanks for looking.